Alrighty, are we good this time? Are we live? Is everything working? We had a bit of an issue a moment ago. Apparently, we lost connection trying to do this, but I think we're good. I think we're on point. So what we're going to talk about in this video is South Carolina's women's basketball team and their rigged and scripted national championship over Connecticut last night, April 3rd, 2022. And I'm going to talk about the joke of this. That's why we got the she, her in the profile. This one's for the liberals out there. So, South Carolina wins the national championship the same day a shooting is reported in the news, even though the shooting happened on Friday. Supposedly, 5 people were injured in a South Carolina shooting law officials call a chaotic scene. So we're going to read this story, and then I'm going to show you the joke behind this. So it says 5 people were injured Friday night in a shooting along a rural road in South Carolina. The Colleton County Sheriff's Office responded to a call around 11:30 regarding people shooting at each other on Logan Farm Road, police said on Twitter. When they arrived on what was described as a rural one-lane dirt road, law enforcement officials found 5 people with gunshot wounds, according to the Colleton County Fire Rescue. Dispatchers were having problems obtaining information from the chaotic scene, the fire department said in a press release. Some occupants went to a house near the location, and the other parties ran south on Logan Farm Road to escape. The victims included 4 males and 1 female, ages 17 to 33. Remember that number. According to the Colleton County Fire Rescue, they were taken to a hospital for further treatment, police said. 1 is in critical but stable condition, according to the police. And if the police say something, you can absolutely take it to the bank. So, South Carolina, they knock off Connecticut 64-49. And do you remember they said the shooting happened at 11:30 in the morning? 11:30, a lot like 1130, a lot like 113, like how the game summed to 113 points. If you don't know what 113 is, the Jesuits who control the world of rigged basketball, both men and women have the same equality when it comes to basketball because both their tournaments are rigged. And it's the Jesuits who operate by the language of gematria. This language is Jewish. And again, in the Talmud, it's Bava Kamal 113a that says Jews may use lies to circumvent a Gentile as long as it's within a legal setting, which is pretty much anywhere. If somebody comes on my property and slips and falls, we have a legal setting. So, look at the words in this language that sum to 113, right? Mainstream, dishonest, perverted, not true, not honest, not factual, disinfo, politics, perjury, fiction, bullshit, infidelity, divorce, sinister, erroneous, green screen, George Lucas. They're all 113, right? Big number of mainstream deception. So, in light of the game, in light of Connecticut staying on 30 wins, notice 113, that's the 30th prime number. Lady Cox sums to 30, right? We're talking about the South Carolina Gamecocks, their team name. They call the women's team the Lady Cox. Think about 2017. Remember in March of 2017, right as the tournament was beginning, we had the story out of the Carolinas, out of North and South Carolina, about the bathroom bill and who can use the bathroom, the men, the women, or the trannies. And the entire tournament that South Carolina went on to win, they were referring to the South Carolina women's basketball team as Lady Cox. Get the joke? Who can use the bathroom? The trannies, then the Lady Cox win the tournament. And you know what's interesting about that? That was the same year that North Carolina won the men's tournament. Think about what's got a shot at happening tonight. We'll see. So anyway, all of these shootings, they all come back to gun control. Notice that gun control, when you run the alphabetic order, has the 139. 139 is the 34th prime number. The championship was on April 3rd, a date that the majority of the world writes 3/4. Connecticut goes down with 49 points. We're talking about a championship. Championship's 131. Gun control's 131. South Carolina wins the championship. South Carolina sums to 57. When you write out 57, it's 131. And remember, they said that the victims were ages 17 to 33. What happens when you add up 17 plus 33? Does it sum to 50? I believe it does. April 3rd, also a date with 49 numerology. So fitting that we get a shooting that happens on Friday that's not reported till Sunday, letting us know that there's a tragedy about that. So, Henry McMaster, he's the Jesuit ass clown that's the governor of South Carolina. Notice how from his last birthday to the date of the national championship was 311 days. 311 is the 64th prime number. South Carolina wins the national championship with 64 points. The word kill sums to 64. Henry McMaster's full name sums to 306, like how Connecticut finished their season at 30-6. And notice the media, they emphasize the phrase, I should say, chaotic scene. Anytime the mainstream media emphasizes a word or phrase, it's because there's gematria behind it relevant to the story. So notice chaotic scene is 51, Lady Cox is 51, South Carolina Gamecocks is 233, the 51st prime number. Sure enough, they win after the manufactured scripted shooting story, which is probably a load of bullshit down a rural road that nobody's ever heard of before. So the national championship, South Carolina wins it on the 93rd day of the year. Lady Cox sums to 93. The game was in Target Center, home of the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA. Minnesota Timberwolves 93. I'm sure there's a whole lot more, but we will leave it there. I might have to make a phone call to Henry McMaster's office to see if he thinks this is a coincidence. It's all just a big coincidence. Oh, well, you know what? And that's the thing. I still got to make that video on the Boston Pride's rigged hockey championship. So for all my liberal friends out there, just know that you do have the equality you seek when it comes to men and women's sports, because they're both rigged by the same code. And here's just another example right here. So we will leave it there. Hopefully, looks like we. Alrighty, guys. Till next time.